Hello! Good morning. It is bright and early here in California. I've been up since 5. It's now 7. Getting the day going. Today we're talking about these brushes, a buffing brush and a paddle brush for foundation. I wanted to talk about the differences between the two, the pros and cons. There honestly aren't that many, so this is not an overwhelming thing. I just want to help you feel more equipped so that when you walk into a store such as Sephora, you feel like, okay, I know what I need, I know what I want. You can feel more confident going in. So let's dive in and I will show you a demo of how they work. Good morning. Okay, so let us proceed therefore. So I just grabbed I just grabbed the Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick by Hourglass. I've been wanting to try this and lately I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I grabbed the shade Porcelain. So, okay, this is what I'm using today. This gorgeous foundation. This is triangular shape. Isn't that fantastic? So let's just turn it up, okay? And then let's grab our two different brushes. So this is what they look like. We have our buffing style foundation brush and our paddle style foundation brush. The buffer is to your left, the lighter brown, and the darker brown is your paddle brush. As I turn this one around, you can see it's just a continual circle, right? It's a bit of a dome shape. It's just this like soft velvety kind of texture, well, especially this one, but they usually are very, very soft. So this is what it looks like. This is more of a medium size. It's not too huge, it's not too tiny. Then we have a paddle brush. You can see it's more of a flat shape here, but it does taper upwards, right? So as I go like this, it goes up into that arch shape. But if I put it to its side, you can see it is flat. So it's serving a very different purpose here. Again, I choose a very velvety texture. These are both synthetic brushes. On my right side, your left, I guess, as you're looking at me, I'm going to demonstrate using a buffing brush, and on my left side, I'm going to demonstrate using a paddle brush. And I'm going to draw on a little bit of foundation directly on my face. This feels super creamy. Whoop. Okay, and just do a little up here. This is risky because I've never tried it before, but again, the focus is the brushes. The top pro for me with using a buffing brush is that it's a quick, swift process. You can just buff something in and you're good to go. However, one of the cons to a buffing brush can be that it might lift up some texture on the skin. If you have dry, flaky skin, if your skin is going through something, if it's not really smooth, sometimes it can bring that up. Or if you have peach fuzz or stronger hair than that on the face, which we all experience these things, it can lift those things up a little bit. So sometimes at the end you just need to kind of go in a downward motion and kind of help it out, but that can be a little bit of a con. But my main favorite thing is that it really just blends things in and makes it a fast kind of everyday process. So let's start with this one. I've zoomed in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, hopefully. Okay, so I am going to buff this in. I put cream on probably half an hour or an hour ago. So that has sunk in. So you can see it has just blended that into my face really quickly. And we'll do the rest of this half of my face. So you can see it's just really good at blending things in. That took, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. It was very quick, has more of a natural buffed in effect. I'll try and get even closer. Now with our paddle brush, one of my favorite things about a paddle brush is that you are literally just painting a product on. So you are smoothing it into the surface, the crevices, the lines, all the beautiful, things that make us unique and special. It helps to just kind of sink in that product, especially liquid foundations. It helps to really press things in so it doesn't just sit on the surface as much, and it can be more forgiving. So I am just going to press this foundation into my skin, and you'll see It's a similar motion. I'm just not going in circles anymore. I'm just only pressing downward, pressing that product into the skin only. One of my favorite pros to having a paddle brush is that you can use the tip and the edge of the top and go around more of the angles of your face. So with the buffing brush, when it got to my mouth, it was like, it was a little bit hard to get around and really go around this gloss I have on my lips, whereas this one, I can go right around that edge right there and not disrupt whatever I have on my lips. So ideally you might not have anything on your lips, but realistically, I like to have some lip balm, lip gloss, something like that. So it is really ideal to be able to work around any little edge. I think one of the main cons that can occur with a paddle brush is that if you don't have fibers that are super soft, it can leave a streaky effect. And I think that sometimes paddle brushes can get a bad reputation because of that. So this particular brush from Makeup Forever is just very, very velvety feeling. You can see it has that shine there, but as you get to the actual edges, like these brushes are just very, very well made. So this velvety effect really makes all the difference to make this paddle brush really work and not get any streaky effects at all. Here is what the paddle brush effect looks like. You get a really seamless effect that is really great as well. Just different benefits. I want to show you one quick benefit. If you prefer a buffing brush, which is a great tool, you can just buff things in really quickly, but you want to get around the edges and you just are like, you know what, I just want to stick to my buffing brush. I adore it, but what do I do about the edges? Well, this has been my personal solution. I got the baby sister to my big buffer brush. This one is specifically called the Full Coverage Touch Up. So it's really just a mini. It's just the baby. If I'm in the mood to use my Bobbi Brown buffing brush, but I just want to kind of get around the edges, I just pick up this baby and I just go around, and it's just like my detailer brush. And so I can just have those two together with me, and they're just a great, great pair. So you can always just get a smaller buffer brush. It's the same gorgeous velvety bristles, and then I can just get around all these small little places, and I'm good to go. And it's still nice and quick. I'm gonna throw on a little bit of color now, just a little bit of bronzer and blush, and we'll see the final look. Lastly, just adding, I go to places like Sephora because they have such good customer service. You can talk to somebody, break down what you're thinking, like, hey, I watched this video and I think I want to try this brush, you know, and say, can you guide me to one that is just a really high quality or a brand that you love? Personally, I highly, highly recommend these specific brands. I'm not picking a random buffing brush or random paddle brushes. These are just by far my all-time favorites. I've tried several. So don't be afraid to invest in your tools, because if anything, I think that is a great, great thing to do. All right, so good luck, and I hope that you find the tools that work for you. Buy both at the same time. If you need to, try them out at home, see what just feels right to you, and then return the other one. It's fine. Trust me, these stores, they're built that way. So don't keep what you don't need or what doesn't work for you, and just enjoy the products that you find that have worked great for you. So until next time, I'm gonna go get dressed and go to my babies, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, take care.